If you think about what innovation really is, in order to innovate, you have to be prepared to do two things that are very unpopular in the corporate world. Number one, you have to do things you're not very good at. And number two, you have to be willing to fail. And if you're not willing to consider those two things, you cannot innovate. By definition, innovation means doing things you're not doing now. And that means doing things you're not very good at. You've got to learn how to become good at them, and hopefully quickly. But if you start out only by doing the things you're good at, you're not innovating, you're just repeating. Like Hollywood trying to produce yet another sequel. The second thing is you've got to be willing to fail. If you're trying something that's never been done before, then you cannot guarantee success. Now, understand me. I'm not saying you should try to fail. That's not at all what I mean. Because you should do the research, you should do the engineering, you should think, you should plan, you should discuss with your clients, you should get feedback, you should have focus. You do all of those things to try and minimize your mistakes. But at the end of the day, you actually have to jump in and try something that you've never done before if you're going to innovate. And if you're not willing to fail, if you're not willing to take the chance on failure, you're not going to go anywhere with innovation. It's not going to happen. Now, failure is seen as the ultimate sin in the corporate world today. It's the sin that gets you fired. It's the thing they cut your head off for. This is in part because of what's happened in our culture, which is, I've described elsewhere as the gotcha culture. Now, for those of you for whom English is not your first language, I struggle with it myself. Gotcha actually comes from a slang term meaning I got you. Gotcha, I got you. And gotcha basically means, aha, you made a mistake. That gives me license to, tear your arms off and beat you about the head with it. To punish you. And companies that punish failure don't get innovation. What they get is people pretending to innovate. They get people who are interested in looking good rather than being good. And that's deadly. Instead, what you need to do is be willing to make correctable mistakes. Correctable. Not big, huge, expensive, unalterable mistakes. But try things on a small scale and make them succeed. And when they do, then roll them out.